My faithful friend, you're there everywhere I go in my life. My faithful friend, in the darkness, a light shine over my life. My faithful friend, you bring peace in my heart in the trouble. Faithful friend, you are.
Yes, hello everybody. Welcome to this special program. Let's Speak English. Let's Speak English is a school. We are learning every Tuesday. Today I brought another lesson. We are going to learn today much, many, how many, and how much. But before that, I have to remind you what we've seen the last time. As a question, I can say, what did we see the last time? The last time we saw the possession. We started by possessive adjectives. How we can say my means belonging to me. Something, okay, belongs to me. When I say my pen, my old pen, this pen belongs to me. Your belonging to you, his, her, and so on. And we've learned mine. I've told you there is a difference between mine and my. Right? Example, this pen is mine. Not say this pen is my pen. No, I say this pen is mine. Right. But today we are going to learn the use of many, much, how many, and how much. We're going to start by many. But before that, as I told you, if you have a question, you can send an SMS asking, but it's what you did last time. It's what you did last time. I appreciate it. It was really interesting and terrific, right? If you keep on doing like this, we keep on working like this, practicing, as I'm used to saying, practice makes perfect, right? For having a certain mastery of language, you'd better learn. You have to learn, you have to be in search of words, doing research, reading too much. You are going to have a certain mastery about it. Another one asked me, Mr. Mike, I've done a lot of years. The senior, it's difficult for me to utter a word in English. I said, oh no, it depends on you, okay? You have to be determined. Depending on determination that you have, okay? You have to have a certain determination. Once you determine, you are going to speak, you are going to squeeze out, okay? It's not something difficult or strange. No. Mr. Mark is here in front of you on TV. I've been like you. Okay? I've been like you, but today I'm a teacher. I teach people. This is my job. Okay? But before having this knowledge, I took my time to learn, asking questions. Hey, yes, you're doing, okay? You ask questions, Mr. Mike, what does it mean? Mr. Mike, what means this? Mr. Mike, what means that? It makes me happy. I am really happy, okay? And I've talked with another viewers last time. I needed even to come and the NSUKA to learn. I gave also the address of the center, and he appreciated. Okay, but he's among us. It's really wonderful. The time we are waiting for Mr. David Swiss to give us the page, the first one about many and much. Here I've already. I have got my purpose here, it's written, okay, but it's the time for him to give us the first page, so as to be in interaction, okay? We have to interaction with students, interaction with learners that can permit them to go ahead, to go forward, or to move forward. All right. And many means an indefinite, okay, large number, an indefinite large number. Let me check something a little bit here quickly. Okay. Mr. David, can you give us the first page so as to go ahead? Because we don't have much time here, we have to learn quickly. All right. Many and much. I told you, many means an indefinite large number of. An indefinite large number of. This is many. And much means a large amount of. A large amount of. But I have to start by many. First of all, Unit 2, many and much. The definition, many. Used for countable nouns and it is placed before plural nouns. What does it mean? It means that when you use many, the following word must be a countable one. And after this word, or this word must be in plural. This is an obligation. It's compulsory according to the definition. Example, I say many pens. Pen, countable. It's a countable noun. But after pen, you have to put S. But you know the plural, you have to know the meaning of plural, because in the plural, it's not only adding or adding S. No, we can add E or IES. We can also add ES. It depends, okay? We cannot add S in this order as we need. No, we have to respect the rule. Let me repeat a little bit. Many used for countable nouns and it is placed before plural nouns or plural. The first example we have, I've got many English pamphlets in my rucksack. Rucksack means a bag that we put behind it on our back. Many of my friends don't have enough free time to daily. To daily means to last, you know, taking time so as to do something. Example, we are waiting for you at 11 o'clock, you delaying, you come late. You see, this is to daily. Right? Let me repeat, because I don't want to go quickly. I need to be, okay, to go slowly for helping you to understand in tip-top condition. The first example, I've got many English pamphlets in my rucksack. If you try to see after many, the following word takes S. We speak about English pamphlets. English pamphlets. English pamphlets means English syllabus. After pamphlets, we have S, because pamphlets is a countable noun. Where in my rucksack. A second example, I want to call my little brother. Excuse me. The second example is, many of my friends don't have enough free time to daily. Many of my friends. Friends is a countable noun. The reason why you put S, we put S in the end, at the end of friends. Much, I said much, a large amount of. Use. Used for uncountable. This is the contrary of many. Used for uncountable nouns, and it placed before singular. Before singular noun. Because when we speak about much, for uncountable, that expresses the quantity. Hence, you cannot put S after the following word. Example, water, water. You say much water. You cannot put S because water expresses a quantity. You can say much sugar, much coffee, much milk, much oil, and so on. The first example here, there are much rice and water in these 2 kettles. Try to analyze carefully. Much rice. Rice doesn't take S because it expresses the quantity. Water, again, we cannot put S. The second, I want to call my little brother overseas so that he can send me much money. I repeat, I want to call my little brother overseas so that he can send me much money. Here we have to analyze. We are analyzing much. After much, we have money. Of course, yes, let me emphasize here. When we speak about money, of course, yes, we count money. We have to count money. But it's an exception. You cannot use many with money. No. As it's an exception, you have to say much money. Not much money, much money. Example, I have much money. I'm looking for much money. I have to struggle so as to have much money. An exception. Don't say, Mr. Mike, you're speaking about quantity, uncountable nouns, but when you say much money, we have to count money. Of course, yes, but an exception. Much money. I'll repeat this example. I want to call my little brother overseas so that he can send me much money. Overseas, I explain you overseas here. Overseas means abroad. You can say, I am overseas, I am abroad. To be overseas. To go overseas. It's the same when you say to be abroad. To go abroad. This is overseas. So that he can send me much money. Alright, I'm seeing some questions here, but we are going to read it after. That will be interesting. Let me repeat for the last time quickly. Units 2. Many and much. Many used for countable nouns. It is placed before plural nouns. Example, I've got much English profits in my rucksack. Many of my friends don't have enough free time to daily. Much used for uncountable nouns, and it is placed before singular. Example, there are much rice and water in these 2 kettles. I want to call my little brother overseas so that he can send me much money. Should you have a question? Send it. Mr. David, can I have the second page, please? Because I've finished with many and much, we are waiting for the following page so as to explain in tip-top condition. Okay, good. Many. There is a precision here. I have to precise something. I don't know if Mr. David is right, but I think it's okay. Okay, but over there they say many and much are also combined with how to form the expression how much, how many and how much. I repeat, we say here many and much are also combined with how to form the expression how many and how much. We start by how many, because you'd better know that there is a difference between many and how many. There is a difference between much and how much. And when you say how many means what number? And how much means what amount? What number, what amount? I start by how many. It's a question. It's a question asked to know the number of countable nouns and placed before plural nouns. It's a question. Example, when you need to ask, you say, Mr. Mike, I don't know you, the elder in the family, but I need to know how many children are there in your family. You say, how many children are there in your family? It's a question asked. The first example is, how many students are there in your room? Here we have question on the left, answers on the right. I ask a question, directly I answer. This is the methodology, okay, we are using today. How many students are there in your room? Not too many. Not too many. It means I don't have so many students. I don't have a lot of students. Not too many. And the second one is, how many brothers and sisters that Rita have? How many brothers and sisters does Rita have? A question asked. The answer, she's got 5 brothers and 2 sisters. I keep on. How many times do you review your lesson? You'd better know that in English there is a difference between time and times. Time, it's when we speak about, the time, the present time, okay, what time is it, and so on. But when we speak about times, this is the frequency of something. You can say 1 times. 1 times means once. You can say 2 times. 2 times means twice. You can say 3 times. 3 times means thrice. It shows a little precision. Let me repeat a little bit. How many times do you review your lessons? We need to know here the frequency, the times. How many times do you often review your lessons? The answer, I guess, once a day. I was speaking about once here. I guess once a day. All right. How many children are there in your family? Okay, this is the first example I gave you. This is the first example I've given you. Let me repeat it. How many children are there in the family? In my family, we 3. But 1 is already dead. He has already passed away. He goes bananas. Good. Let me repeat for the last time. Many and much are also combined with how to form the expression how many and how much. We start by how many. It's a question asked to know the number of countable nouns and placed before plural nouns. Example, how many students are there in your room? Not too many. How many brothers and sisters does Rita have? She's got 5 brothers and 2 sisters. How many times do you review a lesson? I guess once a day. How many children are there in your family? In my family we 3, but 1 is already dead. Is it clear? Yes, it is. Mr. David, can you give us the following page? This is what I was saying, okay? Because I need to give a little, precisions about many, much, how many, how much, okay? And yes, how many, how much, and so on, yeah? You know, for having a certain knowledge in a language, you have to learn this language. No, it's not, I know that it's not a piece of cake, but if you're determined, you're gonna reach the purpose. You're gonna reach the targets. Why not? Why not? Thank you, Mr. David. Much. How can we use how much? What amount? It's a question asked to know the quantity of something, the number of things. It's placed before singular nouns. You know, if you need to, to use all these, examples as I've given you about much, many, how much, you have to memorize the definition or use the use. Okay. Once you keep the definition in your mind, that will permit you to use it in a good way. Being sure that you're using without being afraid. How much? It's a question asked to know the quantity of something, the number of things, and it's placed before singular nouns. Example, how much water do you drink in the morning? Here once they ask you to translate this example about how much water, it will be a little bit difficult for you if you try to translate literally. If you need to bring English and French here, it will be complicated for you and no sense. Example, they ask you to translate in French. How much water do you drink in the morning? What does this mean in French? You have to say what quantity. Use the quantity in your example. What quantity of water do you drink in the morning? The answer, not too much. Just 4 glasses. In English, you can say glasses or glasses. In singular, you can say glass or glass. In plural, you can say glasses or glasses. But Mr. Mark is used to saying glasses. The following example. How much sugar do you often put in your tea? The answer, I just put 2 pinches of sugar. Pinches of sugar. You know, here you have to care about sugar, okay? Don't put much sugar in your tea, it's not interesting. You can report diabetes. You have to use it with a certain moderation. Let me keep on. How much beer does John drink every time when you go dancing? When you go dancing, how much beer does John drink? I think he drinks at least 5 bottles. At least 5 bottles. This is the way you're using how much. And there is an exception about how much. We have to use it also for price, for weight, for money. When you need to buy something, example, you need to buy something. I'm going to explain it as soon as possible in a little time. Let me repeat. Reading. How much? It's a question asked to know the quantity of something, the number of things. It's placed before singular. Now, example, how much water do you drink in the morning? Not too much, just 4 glasses. How much sugar do you often put in your tea? I just put 2 pinches of sugar. How much beer does John drink every time when you go dancing? I think he drinks at least 5 bottles. Is it clear? I'm going to summarize, okay? To summarize about what I'm saying here, about what I'm teaching you here, so as to give you, the last idea. It will be great. It will be fantastic, tremendous. Mr. David, how much? Okay, good. Please, Mr. David, come back a little bit. Excuse me. Okay, good, Mr. David. There is a precision here about how much. Used also for asking price, money, and weight. This is the way of asking, using how much. 4. Asking price, money, and weight. What does it mean? If you need to buy something, that can be in a pharmacy or drugstore, that can be in a shop, supermarket. Even if it's unaccountable, now you have to use how much. Why? You have to use how much because you are asking the price. After having asked the price, if you need to pay or if you need to buy, you are going to give money. Example, I need to buy a bread. When I'm asking the price, I have to say, how much is this bread? Or how much costs this bread? If I don't want to know to quote the name of the thing, I can say, how much does it cost? When I need to buy a drug, a medicine, in a pharmacy, how much does it cost? How much costs this? It's an exception. You need to buy a t-shirt or a shirt, pants, trousers, underwear, shoes, socks, bra, and so on. You have to use how much. Here, if you use how many, you will be really mistaken. You will be mistaken. It's not sayable, it's not usable. Let me read examples here. How much is your silver bracelet? How much is your silver bracelet? It's about $50. It's about $50. How much is this car? Have you seen? When you speak about car, this is a countable noun. But why am I using how much? I use how much because I'm asking the price. After having asked, if I want to buy, I'm gonna pay. I'm gonna give money. That's the reason why I'm using how much. I have to explain it again and again. No problem. I have to explain it several times. No problem. Never mind. No sweat. How much is this car? It's 50,000 to bargain. To bargain. To bargain means to negotiate. Example, they give you the price, you don't agree. You say, oh, I have to bargain. It means you need to negotiate. The reason why here they say 50,000 to bargain. Want it cheap enough. How much is this computer? How much is this computer? A countable noun, but I use how much because it's the price. It's about the price. After the price, I give money. The answer is $700. $700. How much money? I've already given you this example. I've already spoken about it. And you've already understood. I appreciate you because you're really clever. When I explain you, you easily understand. It makes me happy and giving me the envy of keeping on, the envy of bringing a lot of lessons, the envy of bringing good lessons. How much do you weigh? How much do you weigh? You better care about it. There is a difference between weight and weigh. Weight is a noun, and weigh is a verb, to weigh. This is the difference between weight and weigh. How much do you weigh these days? 55 kilos. I think it's really clear. Let me read for the last time. How much use also for price, money and weights. Examples. How much is your silver bracelets? It's about $50. How much is this car? It's $50,000 to bargain. How much is this computer? It's $700. How much money do you have? I have so much money. How much do you weigh these days? 65 kilos. Mr. David, give me the last page so as to finish. Give me the last one. I'm gonna read it quickly, the last page. I explain it quickly. Thank you very much. This is conversation. Conversation shopping. Mr. David, I congratulate you because for the time being, I feel that you understand what I'm speaking, by, being together with Mr. Mike, you start to speak, to understand. Oh, I'll give you 3 months. Just 3 months. You're gonna speak more than Mr. Mike. Conversation shopping. We have Anne, Ellen, and so on. Look, these jackets are nice. Look, these jackets are nice. Which one do you like better? I like the whole one better. Really? Why? It looks warmer. Well, I prefer the leather one. It's more attractive than the wool one. There's no price tag. Excuse me, how much is this jacket? It's $44. Would you like to try it on? Oh, that's okay. But thank you anyway. This is a wonderful conversation. Let me repeat again. Conversation shopping. Look, these jackets are nice. Which one do you like better? I like the wool one better. Really? Why? It looks warmer. Well, I prefer the leather one. It's more attractive than the wool one. There's no price tag. Excuse me, how much is this jacket? It's $44. Would you like to try it on? Oh, that's okay. But thank you anyway. Thank you anyway. Thank you. Anyway means by the way. Right? Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. David. Yes. Let me read SMS here. Let me make you in touch that today is my birthday. I am going to celebrate. This is the time, okay? I start celebrating right now until the evening. It will be cats and dogs. This is my birthday. I've seen a message here about my Mr. Mike. Happy birthday to you. May God bless you. Thanks a lot. It's Mr. John. Thank you, Mr. John. Another one. Mr. Mike, this English TV show is really wonderful because it helps me earning something in grammatical structures. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. And another one, happy birthday again, Mr. Cedric. Thank you very much, Mr. Cedric. It makes me happy. Let me read the last one because I'm almost in the end. Okay. Yes, I really understood about what you've taught. Thanks a lot. I am going to use it in a good way according to what you just explained, Mr. Kelvin. Thank you very much. I appreciate even your SMS, but I need you to put it into practice. You know, we have to practice. We often say practice makes perfect. Okay, when you learn a language or when you learn something, if you don't put it into practice, or if you don't practice, you're gonna forget. Okay, and you cannot go far away. Going far away, you have to put it into consideration. Reading, you know, practicing even with newcomers and so on, listening to the BBC and so on, even English movies. Thank you very much. We are going to meet next time. Stay tuned. Bye bye. See you next.
My faithful friend, you're there everywhere I go in my life. My faithful friend, in the darkness a light shone over my life. My faithful friend, you bring peace in my heart in the trouble. Faithful friend, you are.